Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to How to Use Organic Shapes in Art with Mrs. Palmieri. Let's go ahead and get started. So, a lot of times when I ask my students where they've heard the word organic before, they say they've heard the word organic in the grocery store. And they think of organic fruits and veggies that they might have bought on a shopping trip. But the word organic simply refers to anything that is from nature. So in art, there's quite a lot of organic shapes that we use as artists, some that people recognize right away because they've seen it so often in nature. So one example of an organic shape that you guys would probably recognize, if I draw a curved line like this and kind of connect it so that it creates a long oval shape. So I've drawn this long oval shape and then I do a line going down the center and a little bit past the shape. A lot of people will be able to recognize that as a leaf. If I were to draw a bunch of half circles kind of connecting together, going around and around, a lot of people recognize that organic shape right away as a flower. Another example would be if I start to draw a spiral that gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then at the bottom of the spiral I connect it all together into one shape. A lot of people would recognize that as a shell, maybe a snail shell. So these are some examples of organic shapes that we see so often that we recognize them right away. So what makes these organic shapes so different than geometric shapes? Geometric shapes, like we talked about before, squares and rectangles have straight edges, so they can be measured, and they're used for building things and for creating really nice and neat artwork. But organic shapes tend to use very wavy lines that you can't really measure. For example, if you were to draw wavy seaweed in the ocean, you're not going to need to break out a ruler because organic shapes don't have straight edges. So if you're drawing a landscape and drawing something outside, you're probably going to be using a lot of organic shapes. You'll probably be drawing a lot of curvy and wavy grass. You'll probably be drawing flowers. You might be drawing leaves on the ground. And if you were to draw, for example, an ocean scene, you would definitely need a lot of organic shapes, wavy lines to create waves. To draw fish, you would need kind of an oval shape with a very wavy line for tail, right? Fins are even strange kind of shapes because they curve a little bit at the end. You might have a wavy fin on top. Maybe you're drawing an eel in the ocean. You could draw a wavy line, almost like a snake. There's coral that grows underneath the sea and comes in all bright colors and kind of grows in these really wavy shapes. Seaweed is another example. Lots of wavy lines. The water's always moving and flowing, so seaweed is always in motion underneath the waves. When I was thinking about organic shapes, I was thinking about ocean scenes, and one of my favorite animals that I think of when I think of the ocean are squids and octopus because they have such wavy tentacles. And so it's lots of fun to draw them. So if you'd like to know how to draw an octopus or a squid, if you're drawing a squid, you actually start with kind of a weird, almost leaf shape at the top of the squid, that's its head, and then two lines for its body, and then you start to draw all the long, wavy tentacles. A squid has 6 tentacles, so you need 6 wavy lines that are going to go from the bottom of the squid outward. 1, 2, funny is the squid has two eyes that kind of like they're in the middle of its body. And different squids have different like patterns and colors. If you were to draw an octopus, it's slightly similar, but they have kind of a rounder head. But again, it's fun to draw sea creatures because they're always in motion, and so you get to use lots of really interesting organic shapes. So an octopus is going to have kind of this big round circle-shaped head, but then it has again its kind of center of its body is where its eyes are going to be here, and then it needs 8 long tentacles coming out from underneath its eyes. I always like to do a line and then a second line to make it a shape so that it connects back to the body. Instead of just doing one line sticking out, it doesn't look like a tentacle because it's a line instead of a shape. To make something a shape, you have to have lines that connect back together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I might run out of room. 7. Now I'm going to put the 8 tentacles here. So he's got his big eyes here. And then you could decorate him and color him. And the thing that's really awesome about an octopus is it can actually change its color in camouflage. So there's been lots of different kinds of colors that you can use for coloring your octopus color. So now that you know what organic shapes are, and you've had some different examples of organic shapes, I hope you can use these in some of your next artwork. Remember, you have to ask yourself if your artwork needs organic shapes, and you have to think about how to draw them with simple lines, spirals, curves, so that it looks close to nature. You're trying to make it look how you would see it in nature. So you should probably go out and observe some nature when you're drawing. I hope you use these techniques in your next artwork. Stay safe and healthy, everybody. Thank you for watching.